Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sequoias Stadium here on the campus of College of the Sequoias here in Visalia. It is Redwoods football on the road as your College of the Redwoods Corsairs take on the Giants of College of the Sequoias here on this Saturday morning. I'm Liam Warner. I'll be taking you through all the action today. My partner, Mitchell Manji, will be back next week as he is on assignment. But a tough loss for Redwoods last week, losing to Diablo Valley College by a score of 54-28. It was pretty clear that DVC was just quite simply the better team, had the better athletes, but the Redwoods offense, they definitely played better and scored more points than in their first two games. And there's a little wrinkle in the Redwoods offense today, as you will hear from head coach Jason White later as it pertains to the quarterback situation. We will get to that in just a little bit. But again, with the move up to the national division, this Redwoods team is facing another good team, especially another good offensive team. College of the Sequoias, they come in with a record of 2-1, though their only loss was their only home game so far. They beat American River on August 30th by a score of 21-13. Then here at home against San Francisco, they lost 24-21. Of course, their only loss. And then their last game, they beat San Jose, which Redwoods has played a few times. And San Jose is always a good team. They beat San Jose by a score of 28-14. As it was announced on the PA system just a little bit ago, this is the first ever matchup between College of the Redwoods and College of the Sequoias. And this is the first time, at least since the program has been restarted in 2022, that Redwoods has had to go this far south. We were actually closer to Los Angeles than San Francisco, about 2 hour, 50-minute drive down to LA, of course, in good traffic, and then 3.5 hours north to San Francisco. The team made the 8 hour drive last night, got to the hotel, stayed the night, and then playing here in the morning, play the game, and then the long drive home. Hopefully, it will be a happy drive home, and Redwoods can pull out a win. Beautiful day here in Visalia. Temperature about 80 degrees, light winds, a clear but hazy sky here in the southern Central Valley. Looking forward to this beautiful stadium here in Visalia. Right, we are gonna take a 2 minute break and then back with my exclusive interview with the head football coach Jason White. If you are watching on the YouTube live stream, make your way over to kata1340.com to hear that interview. Back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Redwoods Football, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back here to Visalia as we get ready for kickoff between your College of the Redwoods Corsairs and the College of the Sequoias Giants. And yes, as you heard in my interview with head coach Jason White, the big story today, they are starting a new quarterback. It will be number 12, Devin Forehand, starting for Redwoods. Of course, Quentin Buckland last week threw 3 interceptions, had good moments in the game. Brighton Livingston came in, kind of settled things down. But of course, head coach Jason White looking for some cohesion on offense and willing to try out Devin Forehand to see what he can bring. So Redwoods will receive to start this football game. And Devin Forehand will get the ball right away. Kicker Matt Garza lining up for Sequoias to boot it away. And we are just about ready to go. Garza sets the run up, boot the ball, and we are underway here in Visalia. Ball will be fielded just around the 5. We'll take it right up the middle, cuts left, and he is hit right just shy of the 20. That was Isaac Johnson on the return, and that is where Redwoods will start. They have not had good luck with a starting field position this season. A lot of times they have been backed up, starting around their own 20 or worse. So we'll see what Devin Forehand can do his first start for Redwoods. A freshman out of Kennedy Catholic in Seattle. He's going to get started. One back in the backfield. And a bit of a high snap. He's going to roll right. Pressure coming from the backside. He gets out of it, and he's just going to run. And he's going to get hit out on the far sideline for a gain of only about 2 yards, if any. It's actually a loss of a yard. So second down and 11 for Redwoods. Sequoias changing personnel. And now Forehand in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Receiver going right to left in motion. Going to step back to throw. Blitz coming. The ball's batted around and almost intercepted by one of the Sequoias D linemen. So a scary moment for Devin Forehand. Definitely a blitz. And that ball was batted down almost into the hands of the Sequoias D lineman. And that's going to make it third down and 11. Redwoods at their own 19. I mean, good to move the ball a little bit down the field on their first drive, get something going. Forehand's going to be empty in the backfield. 3 left, 2 right. And whistles, and there's going to be a flag, and likely it's going to be a false start on Redwoods. And indeed, that is what it will be. So they'll back them up 5. Make it third down and 16 for Redwoods. Their own 14. That's been the issue for the offense. Men penalties and backing themselves up, as Coach White mentioned in the interview. And again, empty backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Forehand, steps back to throw, has some time. He's going to launch it near side, and a one-handed attempt by Alex Meadows, and it's just out of his reach. And Redwoods is going to go 3 and out. 14. They will have to punt. Cole Newton on to punt for Redwoods. He's been very good. A really good punt last week, and a good punt where he had to field it and step up and avoid pressure and then get the ball off, and did a very good job. So Newton will punt, and it will be returned and hit right away by a couple of Redwoods defenders, and he will be right there at the Redwoods 48. So great kick coverage by Redwoods special teams. And the Redwoods 47, that is where College of the Sequoias will start. 13. Peyton Faker, he is their starting quarterback. He's had some good numbers this season. One in the backfield. Faker back to throw. He's going to launch it down the far side. He has somebody open, and it's caught for a first down on the near side, right around the 15. And that's one of their outstanding receivers, Gage Armbruster. Gain of 32. Their leading receiver, and right away, Sequoias with a big play. And they are in the red zone. Faker one in the backfield. Tight end moving right to left, and he'll hand it right up the middle, and stopped and gets out of it, but does not get very much more. Kyle Smith. He only got back to the line of scrimmage, so got a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8. From the Redwoods 13. Faker one in the backfield. The one thing Coach White said, the Sequoias team is very good with pre-snap motion. They're motioning their tight end from left to right. Faker steps back, goes to the right. Whistles were blown before the play. And there is a flag down. Pre-snap. We'll see who it ends up being on here. And it's going to be offsides on Redwoods. So that'll move Sequoias up to the Redwoods 8. Second down and 3. Right, so the Redwoods defense backed up. They're going to need to make a stand. Faker, quarterback with one in the backfield. And he steps back to throw, and it's deflected, I believe, at the line and incomplete. So good bat down by Redwoods here. Third down and 3. For Sequoias at the Redwoods 8-yard line. This Redwoods team, they've been good at the bend but don't break defense. We're going to need to see it here. One in the backfield again. Motion from right to left from the tight end, and it's going to be a draw right up the middle. Dives forward. And look pretty close. He might be just short. Kyle Smith, they're going to go for it here on fourth down, and they're going to snap it directly to Smith, the running back, and we have flags right at the snap. Tried to go quick, and they went a little too quick, so that's going to be a false start on Sequoias. So we'll see what they end up doing here. It's going to make it 4th and 7 on the Redwoods 12-yard line. And they're going to bring on the field goal unit, it looks like.
12. Hey, but one of them's 14. One of them 14, so it's kind of like 11.
Or maybe not. We'll see. No, never mind. They're going to go for it. 4th and 7. The offense is out on the field for Sequoias. They were bringing in some players. I thought they were bringing in the field goal team. Faker's going to step back. He looks to his left. Pressure coming. Throws into the end zone. Tipped and caught by Sequoias for a touchdown. And I believe it was Armbruster making that catch. It was tipped by a Redwoods DB. Oh, we'll see here. We might actually have a penalty. And it's going to be offside, so that score will count. Sequoias with a tip drill touchdown. And it was a good play by the Redwoods defense. Just fell right into the arms of the Sequoias receiver. They're going to bring on the PAT unit. Snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So College of the Sequoias, they strike first. They lead 7-0 back in 30 seconds. Listening to Redwoods football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Sequoias with an early score here. They lead 7-0. Now the Redwoods defense, led by their new quarterback, Devin Forehand, they're going to need to get something on the board. Ball that was tipped into the back of the end zone and caught by a Sequoias receiver. Again, this is another game where this Redwoods defense is just going to have to limit the opposing offense as much as possible if they want to have a shot. Turnover to wouldn't hurt. Boot to the ball. And on the near side, it's going to be returned at the 5. It's going to cut back towards the middle, and he is going to hit a brick wall right around the 12 or 13-yard line. And again, Redwoods is going to be backed up near their own end zone. Reserves will start on their 16. Bring the offense back out onto the field. 11:36 here to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Sequoias. Forehand will hand it off to his back, and he's going to go nowhere. Stuffed immediately by that Sequoias front. And that was Alec Grant on the carry. Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12. 2nd and 13. Forehand with Grant to his left in the backfield. Now motions out into the slot. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Forehand steps back, pressure coming from his backside, being chased. He's going to run for it, and he's going to get a gain of about 5, pushed out on the far sideline. And was pushed out right at his own 20-yard line. So 3rd down and 6 for Redwoods. Getting that first 3rd down conversion out of the way would be huge for this offense. Forehand got the defensive lineman to jump for a second. Jumps back on sides. Now looks to his sideline. Grant to his left, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Forehand, back to throw, pressure coming from the backside. He's going to run left. He's going to go for it. He's going to slide down right at about the 26-yard line. And they're going to give him the first down. That was right at the sticks. So good play by Devin Forehand. He's used his legs quite a bit so far in this game. Redwoods will have a first down at their own 26-yard line. Forehand in the shotgun. 3 right, 1 left, play action, throws right into the flat and nowhere, going nowhere. That's going to be a big loss. Save about 5 yards there. Threw out into the flat to Anthony Justice and was blown up. Loss of 3 officially. He's second down and 13. Redwoods has the ball at their own 23-yard line. Right hand in the shotgun again, to left, to right, back to pass, a big throw over the middle, and he overthrows his receiver, Isaac Johnson. Johnson was wide open. He got away from his defender, but just thrown in front of him. So third down and 13 for Redwoods. .45 left to go here in the first quarter. The score is 7-0 Sequoias. Forehand with Grant to his left. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. And he's back to throw, steps up, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete, but we have a flag right in the area where that pass is thrown. And given that pass was really not really thrown to anybody, I think Redwoods is going to hope for a defensive holding. And it looks like it will be on Sequoias. And it will be pass interference. That's going to be an automatic first down for Redwoods. And Redwoods will have a first down at their own 38-yard line. So big break. Forehand breaks the huddle. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Grant to his left in the backfield. Back to throw, throws out in the flat. It's going to be a flea flicker and thrown by Buckland, and it's intercepted. Intercepted and going the other way, down to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and taking it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown Sequoias. So what I did not mention in the pregame is that Quentin Buckland, Redwoods is going to use him at wide receiver today. And they threw a flea flicker to him, to Buckland, and it was intercepted and taken into the end zone. Wendell Ware on the interception for Sequoias. And that is just a tough break. Coach White trying to get this offense going. An extra point is up and no good. So pick 6 for Sequoias. They don't get the extra point, but it is 13-0 here in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds. Listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Here to Visalia, 13-0 Sequoias on the pick 6 by Wendell Ware on an attempted flea flicker, where Quentin Buckland just threw it right to the Sequoias DB. Tough game last week, another tough play for him there. Kickoff will go to the far side, and it will be returned out to the 20 and taken down right about at the 22-yard line. That is where Redwoods will start. Again, trying to get that offense going. Look, I do not fault head coach Jason White for using some trick plays. New quarterback, of course, Quentin Buckland had been the starter, converted to wide receiver at least for today, and trying a little trickery, having Buckland throw the ball downfield. So forehand, back to pass. It looks like he got an offsides, a free play down the field and incomplete. Trying to get it down to Alex Meadows, and pretty sure this will be an offsides on Sequoias.
I can hear you best when it's.
By the way, I do want to let you know that College of the Redwoods football brought to you by North Fork Lumber Company and Game On. Mitchell always says we always appreciate our sponsors.
Do you need me to bring this one down there?
So it'll be first down and 5. Their own 27. Forehand. Looks to the sideline. Ohlenberger in the backfield behind him. You will hand off to Ohlenberger, right side, has some room and a good gain. Almost to the sticks. Maybe fell just short. We'll see what the spot ends up being, and it is a first down. Good carry by Hank Ohlenberger, and a running back position where Redwoods is just trying to find their playmaker. Been so spoiled the last few years with running backs, and trying to see someone emerge here. Forehand, play action, steps back, pressure comes, he rolls right. He's going to get held up by Sequoia's defender and dropped a couple yards short of the line of scrimmage on the far side. So he's looking downfield trying to make a play, but had to run. So second down and 11. Redwoods at their own 32-yard line. I'm up here in the coach's box. Linebackers coach Andrew Harrelson right next to me. Beautiful stadium here in Visalia. Nice air-conditioned box up here. Weather's not too bad, but it's nice to be in the AC. Forehand will fake to the motioning Ohlenberger and then take it up the middle for not very much of a gain. Vinny. Don't even know if he got back to the line of scrimmage. And he just did, so it's third down and 11. Redwoods will need to convert another third down. Falling behind early was not an issue last week, but was an issue the first 2 games. Forehand, back to throw, throws it right over the middle and completely missed Saul Reyes. And dangerously almost right into the hands of the waiting Sequoias defenders. It's going to be incomplete, and Redwoods will have to punt. Cole Newton his way onto the field. So tough start for this Redwoods offense. And gets the punt off. It is returned, and a great hit right at the return. That was Aaron Clifton. And Sequoias is going to start around their own 35. Be their own 36. $13-0 Sequoias here in the first quarter. 6:03 left.
Yep. 10 personnel, twins.
And Faker, the quarterback, sends a couple in motion, and he's going to take it himself right up the middle, and he's going to have a good gain. And he's going to make his way right about to the 48-yard line, and that's going to move the chains. It's going to be a first down. Like I said, the word I got from the coaching staff pregame was that Sequoias loves to run a lot of pre-snap motion, try to confuse the Redwoods defense. They're going to have to be on their toes. So Faker has two receivers left, two to the right. Back in the backfield to his right. And he's going to hand it off right up the middle, and he's going to get through for a big gain. Going to break through, pushing down to about the 32-yard line. That's going to be a first down for Sequoias.
Still 10. Looks like they might be going tempo. Empty.
So empty formation for Sequoias now. They're motioning the receiver right to left. So 3 now to the left, 2 to the right. Snap, Faker, back to throw, throws to his left, and that's going to be a first down. And a little bit more down to the 18-yard line on the far side.
Still 10.
It'll be first down for Sequoias on the 18. In the shotgun, motioning receiver right to left, back to throw, looks left, over the far side, caught, and that's going to be a touchdown. Just a little floater right down the far side, right to Dante Gentles. And he gets in for the score. So Redwoods defense having a hard time stopping the Sequoias offense. Of course, that pick six hasn't helped the score as well, and Sequoia's on for the extra point.
They ran that little fake stop screen.
Snap, kick, it is up, and it is good. So Sequoias leading 20-0 with 4:07 left in the first quarter. Take a 30. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Redwoods football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Visalia. Well, tough start for Redwoods. It is 20-0 favor of College of the Sequoias. And this Redwoods offense just needs to get the ball down the field, get their confidence going.
go Caleb and Levi at linebacker. Let's go Caleb and Levi at linebacker.
Garza, the kicker. Ready to go. Boot to ball. It's going to be a low line drive. It's going to be fielded on the far side, right at the 20, and hit and driven back. It was Dominic Conat on the return. And unfortunately, sounding like a broken record yet again, Redwoods is going to have poor starting field position. Got to start chipping away at some point here. So forehand, one in the backfield, two receivers to the left, one to the right. And that's going to be a false start. A lot of movement before the snap, and that is indeed the call. Looked like several members of the Redwoods offense were not on the same page at the snap, so I'll get sent back 5. It'll be 1st and 15. Redwoods at their own 15-yard line. Again, as Coach White was saying, penalties have been an issue, shooting themselves in the foot. So play action, and it's going to be a throw right on the near side, caught at the 21. It's going to make it 2nd down and 9. That was Herman Mitchell with the catch. 2nd down and 9. Forehand with Grant to his right. And it's going to be a sweep right and driven back and is going nowhere. Anthony Justice. They tried that play before. That didn't work. It didn't work this time either. It's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 9 on their own 21. Forehand in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Grant now moves to his left. Back to throw, pressure coming, rolls right. He's going to run. Flag in the backfield. He's pushed out on the far side. And unfortunately, that flag looks to be in the area of holding. But I hope I'm wrong here. See what the white hat says. And it will be holding on offense. It will be declined. And it was 4th down as forehand was pushed out short of the line to gain on the far side. So it's going to force Redwoods to punt. Will Newton. Back to punt. And it is a high punt that's going to go out of bounds on the far side. Let's see where the official has it. It's going to be at the 43. And that's where Sequoias will start at their own 43-yard line.
12.
Pretty good punt, all things considered. But this Redwoods defense needs a stop badly.
You want to swap this with tight ends like this or not? No, never mind.
Faker motions the back into the backfield from the slot position. 2 receivers right, none to the left. Faker back to throw and throw out to the left. There's going to be a holding call on Sequoias. I could see that clear as day. Sequoias offensive lineman look to take the Redwoods defensive lineman down to the ground. And indeed it will be holding on Sequoias. Holding usually is pretty hard to spot. That one was pretty obvious.
Then we've got spacing, play action, and quarterback run. We're still 12.
I'll make it first down and 20. Their own 33-yard line. 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. 20-0 Sequoias. Baker with one in the backfield. Some pre-snap motion. Baker, it's going to be a handoff to the right and a gain of a few. Rumbling forward. Mr. Kyle Smith. It's going to be a gain of 4. Second down and 16.
11 with number 14 in. Hey. It's 12, but 14's in there.
Baker is going to be empty in the backfield. Going to motion his tight end from right to left. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, and it's going to be a false start on Sequoias. Look like the tight end on the right side moved early. Well, it's actually going to be a delay of game on Sequoias. So the play clock ran down. I think it was going to be, if it wasn't going to be a delay game, it was going to be a false start. Obviously, 2nd and 21. Their own 32. 1:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Baker in the shotgun, trips right. One receiver to the left, back to throw. He's going to step up, throw near side, and has his receiver a great toe tap catch right on the near side. And caught
Third and 7.
Right at the 46, their own 46. Make it 3rd down and 7 for Sequoias. Again, Gage Armbruster, their leading receiver. Adding on to his total. Baker, empty set. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Baker, it's going to be a blitz from Redwoods coming up the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Threw it into no man's land. And so, good play call by offensive coordinator DeMero Wheeler. Sending the blitz right up the middle, and Baker had nowhere to go with the football. It's going to bring up 4th down. I don't believe there was a penalty, but Sequoias will still bring out their punt unit. To return for Redwoods will be Jair Alexander.
What's the first quarter still? No. The Christian went in himself. He was supposed to. Hey, in practice, I've been doing it, so they know it. But I want those 2 guys that are in.
Snap, flag right on the snap. It's going to be a high punt. It's going to let it drop, but it's going to take a nice roll for Sequoias inside the 10, down right to the 5-yard line. So that really worked out for Sequoias, but we will see what the flag is here. It's thrown right on the snap, right at the line of scrimmage. Officials talking to the Sequoias head coach. So assume this one's on Redwoods. Still conversation going between Coach Sequoias and the white hat. So it's going to be offsides on Redwoods. That's going to be declined. And Redwoods will start at their own 5. Again, fighting out of the shadow of their own end zone. When you have a new quarterback in there, it really does not help. Devin Forehand, just the third string at the start of the season. Quentin Buckland, starter the last 3 games. Brighton Livingston, the backup. Devin Forehand getting the shot. Livingston is the backup today. And we have whistles, and I believe we will have a timeout on Sequoias. We will take that as well back in 30 seconds, listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Visalia. 3 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. This will be the last play of the quarter. Redwoods backed up at their own 5, 20-0 in favor of Sequoias. It's been a rough start for the Corsairs. Forehand under center. He's going to hand it off to Grant, left side, trying to push for a few yards, going to fall forward and did not get very much. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That was it. And that will be the end of the first quarter, 20-0 in favor of Sequoias. Be back in 30 seconds. Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Second quarter about to get started here in Visalia, 20-0 Sequoias. As always, College of the Redwoods football brought to you by North Fork Lumber Company and Game On. Big thanks to them, as well as Harper Motors, your local Moman, and J&G Lawn and Garden. Excited to be bringing you Redwoods football here from Visalia. I think if you're a fan of Redwoods, you want this team to get something going here. So Redwoods will have the ball 2nd and 10 at their own 6. Forehand with some pre-snap motion. And he's back to throw out into the flat. And it's going to be caught by Alex Meadows. For a gain of 6. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Spotted at their own 11. Forehand in the shotgun. 3 left, 1 right. Back to throw, right over the middle. Caught, 1st down. Saul Reyes, big game, pushing defenders trying to get away and thrown down at the 35-yard line. Well, Saul Reyes, he's come up big many times this season. Definitely consider him one of the big offensive playmakers for Redwoods. And that is a big play and a big first down to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. And with Olenberger to his left, two receivers left, and looks to the sideline. Olenberger now steps behind forehand. We'll hand it off to Olenberger. Left side stopped right at the line. Nowhere to go. It'll be second down and 10. Forehand in the shotgun. Motions a couple of receivers to his right. Now trips right. Three receivers right, one left. We have whistles. And it's going to be another Sequoias timeout. We will take that as well. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to College of the Sequoias here in Visalia. 12:56 left to go in the second quarter. Score is 20-0. Sequoias. Well, score obviously not going very well for Redwoods, but that's the second time that whatever Redwoods is doing pre-snap on offense has caused Sequoias to take a timeout. So it will be second down and 10. Their own 34-yard line for Redwoods. Empty set for forehand. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Sequoias showing blitz. And back to throw. They bring the blitz. A big throw over the far side. Caught! A big play. First down. Down to the 21-yard line. A huge catch from Darren Dodd. Sequoias brought the blitz. And forehand just chucked it down the far side. Dodd was one-on-one with his defender. Got away from him. And a huge play for Redwoods. They will be at the Sequoias 24. First down and 10. And we do have an injured Redwoods player down. So we are going to take a break. Back in 30 seconds. Redwoods Football 107.3 FM. Back in Visalia, it was Saul Reyes who was down behind the play and walking off under his own power with trainers Nate Keys and Chad Farrow. So hopefully he's all right. That would be a major loss for the Corsairs if he's out long term. So Redwoods will have the ball first and 10 at the Sequoias 24. Forehand, back to throw. And down the far side into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown Redwoods. Darren Dodd again. And we do have a flag down. So we will We will check the flag. And it's going to be a roughing the passer call on Sequoias. So Redwoods finally gets on the board with the forehand pass into the end zone. He's had some good luck beating Sequoias deep, especially on this drive. So Brandon Saylor on to attempt the extra point. Snap, the kick, it is good. So Redwoods on the board, 20-7. Sequoias back in 30 seconds. Redwoods football, 107.3 FM. Come back to Visalia. Redwoods on the board. Forehand to Darren Dodd. 20-7. A couple of deep connections for forehand. Wait for the score. So good confidence builder at the very least for Redwoods, but they want more, and there is a long way to go in this ball game. Saylor gets the kick set up. Here in Visalia. College of the Sequoias. Team will get back on the bus after the game, drive 8 hours home. Boot to ball. Short kick, be fielded at the 5, and it's going to be a fair catch.
I see 12. I see 12.
And it's going to bring the ball out to the 25-yard line. For the Giants. And after the score, Redwoods, they need to stop.
Yep.
Get some momentum going their way. Liam Warner here, bringing you all the action. My partner, Mitchell Mondry, will be back next week.
Spacing, yeah.
Shotgun for Sequoias. Faker back to throw and throws out into the flat to his back. He's going to go a pretty long way and taken out on the far side right at the sticks. Levi Walker on the stop there, pushing him out of bounds. See if they move the chains.
Tempo.
And they will be moving the chains. First down. And they're going to go up tempo here and hand it right back to their back. And gets a good chunk again. Gain of about 6. Second down and 5. Their own 40-yard line. Sequoias moving the ball. Faker in the shotgun. Back to throw. Throws right over the middle. Intercepted. Intercepted going the other way. Redwoods down to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Redwoods. Cameron Raig with a pick 6. Ragu. Cameron Ragu, sorry about that, but a big pick 6 for Redwoods. And momentum definitely on their side. Saylor Up, and it is good. So Redwoods momentum back on their side for sure. Cameron Ragu with the pick six, and that makes it 20-14 in favor of Sequoias. Corsairs storming back in 30 seconds. Redwoods football 107.3 FM. Back in Visalia, a huge play for the Redwoods defense. A Cameron Ragu pick six, taking it to the house, and it is a one-score game. Or not that long ago, it was 20-0 in favor of Sequoias. Said Redwoods needed to stop. They got even better than that, and defense was able to score. .33 left to go here in the second quarter. Sailor boot the ball. Line drive to the near side returner. Will take it to his right, out to the 20. He has some room to run. Now out to the 40, and a big hit around his own 43-yard line. So good return for the Giants.
I can't. It's either 11 or 12. I can't tell. See one number.
So first and 10 at their own 43. That's where the drive will start for Sequoias. Baker with one in the backfield. Motion tight end from left to right. Motion and right wide receiver from right to left. And I think we got a Redwoods offsides. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Christian Solomana, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to matter.
It was on.
Will be offsides on Redwoods, so got him to jump. So we'll make it first down and 5. Their own 48. One in the backfield.
Dude.
And again, Redwoods is offsides.
Gosh dang it, dude.
And I think Redwoods recovered a fumble, but it looks like it's not going to matter. For the second straight play, the Redwoods defense jumps off sides.
We're still 12. We're still 12. We're still 12.
So that is not going to make defensive coordinator Demara Wheeler and linebackers coach Andrew Haraldson right to my left not happy. 2 straight offsides. So first down. Now on the Redwoods side of the field at the 47 for the Giants.
They ran split zone the last 2 plays.
One in the backfield behind the quarterback Faker. 2 receivers to the left, tight end motioning right to left. A throw right into the flat to the left side, and he's going to have some room to run to the 40, down to the 31 for a first down. Danielle Booker
12, still 12.
out into the flat.
Tight end, still 12.
First and 10 at the Redwoods 32-yard line. So after giving up the pick six, Sequoias moving the ball down the field. Faker in the shotgun. And blitz coming from the right. He moves left. Ton of Redwoods defenders in his face, and it's almost picked off by Michael Brownlee. And the dive forward just missed it.
We came off the field. We came off the field side, yeah. Still 12.
Big pressure up the middle. Been trying to set up a screen. Faker empty set. One to the right. Back. Motions back into the backfield. Again, a lot of pre-snap motion. Back to throw. Throw over the middle. It's caught, and it's going to be close to a first down. And will be a first down for Sequoias. Pass right over the middle.
Still 12.
It will be at the Redwoods 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Baker's in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Now motioning to the right. Faker throws to the near side, caught, and now working his way back to the middle of the field and inside the 10, down to the 1-yard line. And that was Dante Gentles. Caught on the near side, then worked his way back inside and down to the 2. And a high snap. It's going to be a wildcat right to the running back, pushes his way to the goal line. That's going to be a touchdown. Mookie Gospi, direct snap, takes it right in. And, well, if you're the Sequoias coaching staff, I think that's exactly the way you want to see your team respond after a pick 6. Just drove the ball right down the field. Matt Garza on for the extra point. Snap, kick, and it is good. So Sequoias, they now lead 27-14, 9:09 left here in the second quarter. Back in 30 seconds, Redwoods Football 107.3 FM. Welcome back to campus of College of the Sequoias here in Visalia. 9:09 left to go in the second quarter. And actually, there's a penalty on the extra point attempt, so they're going to retake it. I was noticing the scoreboard still said 26. So they're going to re-kick this extra point. And it was on Sequoia, so 5 yards back. Snap, the kick, and it is still good. So score is the same as we thought it was before, 27-14 in favor of Sequoias. Redwoods will get the ball back, trying to make a dent. Great last drive. Ended with a pass to Darren Dodd for a touchdown. Just a reminder, at halftime, we'll have a recap of all the action in the first half, then a replay of my pregame interview with head coach Jason White. Then after that, some scores from around the 3C2A and around the country. A lot of good college football happening around the country this week. Garza ready for the kickoff. And beautiful day here in Visalia. Temperature only expected to reach the upper 80s. For this area is not too bad. Boot to ball, line drive, near side. It's going to go over the head of the returner and bounce into the end zone. Dominic Conat really didn't have much of a chance. It was a good kick. So Redwoods will start at their own 25-yard line, looking to replicate what they did last time they had the ball. So forehand out of quarterback, it's going to be Quentin Buckland out at wide receiver in the slot on the near side. The starting quarterback the last 3 weeks, forehand, back to pass, throws over the middle. It's going to be Reyes, big gain out to the 40. And it's going to be a first down and shoved down. Forward progress will get him out to the 42-yard line. Saul Reyes, Redwoods' leading receiver coming into this game with 106 yards, 10 receptions. And he was hurt on a previous play, so good to see him back in there. Redwoods first and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Forehand is empty. 3 left, 2 right. Back to throw, looking near side. It's going to be caught by Alex Meadows. And it's going to be a gain for around 4 yards. A little short route on the near side. Or a gain of 6. Second down and 4. Forehand empty again, and we're going to have a Redwoods timeout. We will take it with them back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Redwoods Football, ESPN Radio 107.3 FM. Back to Visalia. Score is 27-14 in favor of the College of the Sequoias Giants. Redwoods has the ball, their own 49, right at midfield. The second down and 4. And forehand, empty. Back to pass, rolls to his right. He's going to run for it, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds just about a yard and a half short of the sticks. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 for Redwoods. Hockey line change here. And different personnel. 3rd and 1 on the other side of the 50 at the 48. And forehand's going to hand it off to his running back, who gets blown up for a loss. It's Alec Grant. And he was going nowhere. It's going to bring up 4th down, and Cole Newton, punter, head back onto the field.
We're missing someone. We're missing someone. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. He was just confused. He's good. He's good.
Snap, a high snap handled by Newton. Gets the kickoff. And it's going to roll. It's going to keep rolling inside the 5, and it's going to roll just barely into the end zone. Man, that almost settled down right at the half-yard line. And so Sequoias, the ball at their 20 or 25.
It's 11, coach.
Oh yeah, it was the 20. I thought touchback spot was the 20-yard line on punts. Could hear quarterback coach Ed Helms yelling, should be at the 20. So Faker in the shotgun. 2 left, 2 right. Motioning wide receiver right to left, and it's going to be a run up the middle for a big gain. It's going to push right down, pushing the pile, believe, past the line to gain. I'm going to move the sticks. It's going to be a first down.
Still 10. Hey, Visalia can tell his guys read the back.
It was Mookie Gosby. And again to Gosby, left side, bounces out and pushes forward for good chunk.
Still 11.
I mean, a 6-yard gain. So second down and 4. Snap, back to pass is Faker, caught near side, first down, shoved out. Danielle Booker.
Still 11.
Ends up being a gain of 8.
Yep.
And Sequoias, their own 45-yard line.
Mostly zone on first down.
And pushing down the field.
Sprint out.
So Faker, empty set.
Empty. Swap.
3 right, 2 left.
Nope.
Again, lots of pre-snap motion as per usual with this offense. Back to throw, looking deep, down the middle, incomplete.
The eyes are in the backfield.
Was trying to find Danielle Booker. He was pretty wide open, but overthrew him. If he had found Booker, it's going to be gone.
Still 11. Still 11.
So second down and 10, 45.
People, are we good?
5:05 left to go here in the second quarter. 27-14 Sequoias. Baker back to throw, throws over the middle, caught. It's going to be a first down, gets away from the defenders. It's going to be Janveer Singh. And he's going to go down to the 37-yard line. An 18-yard gain, first down for Sequoias. Baker empty. They love to go quick. They love to go up tempo. Back to throw, throws over the middle, caught. There's going to be a flag thrown. It's going to be a first down, and he bounces out to the outside, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. But we are going to check the flag. O'Brien Flanagan, I believe, was the one who made that catch. And it looks like it's coming back based on the way the offense is reacting, and it is. It's going to be a hold on Sequoias.
Black and Diamond 11's Buzz Storm Falcon.
Well, Flanagan had a lot of room bouncing out to the outside after the catch down the far side, and I think there's a reason why. So first and 20 on the Redwoods side of the 47-yard line. 4:25 left to go here in the second quarter. Halftime, we'll have a recap of the first half, my interview with head coach Jason White, and then some scores from around the 3C2A and around the country. Baker in the shotgun. Back to pass. And deep over the middle, caught, first down at the 25, and that's where receiver is going to be taken down.
We're on the 25-yard line.
So they're going to be at the Redwoods 25. And up tempo for Sequoias. Give you a breath in between plays. Run right up the middle. Good chunky yards. A 6 or 7 yard gain there. Kyle Smith. 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. And whistles, and we have a Redwoods player down. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Redwoods football, 107.3 FM. Back here in Visalia was Marvis Christian, who was down. Looked to have a cramp, walking off under his own power. 3:35 left to go here in the second quarter. And Sequoias has the ball. 2nd and 5, the Redwoods 20. Baker, one in the backfield behind him. Pre-snap motion, left to right, right to left. Baker will hand off left side, and going nowhere is Jaquil Smith.
It's looks like 11. Looks like it's 11.
No gain. Be 3rd down and 5. Actually, loss of 1, so 3rd down and 6.
Spacing on the last third medium.
Baker, the quarterback, with back to his right. 2 receivers right. Now to the left with the tight end in motion. And whistles right at the snap. And it's going to be a timeout for Sequoias. We will take that timeout as well. You're listening to Redwoods football right here, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to College of the Sequoias here in Visalia. Giants will have the ball 3rd down and 6 at the Redwoods 21. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Peyton Faker, the quarterback, comes out of the huddle with 1 receiver right and 3 receivers left. Tight end motioning out to the outside. Faker back to throw, throws, caught. That's going to be a first down to the 8-yard line. Catch is made by Gentles. And we're getting down to the 2-minute timeout, so we'll see if they want to get a playoff here. And they will not. We are at the 2-minute timeout here in the second quarter. Back in 30 seconds, 27-14, Sequoias, Redwoods football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back here to Visalia. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Just a reminder, Redwoods football here on the airwaves are brought to you by North Fork Lumber Company and Game On. It's always a huge thanks to them for making Redwoods football on the airwaves possible. It will be first and goal at the 8-yard line for Sequoias. Faker back on the backfield to his right. And back to throw. Throws to the left side. Caught. Touchdown Sequoias. Right on the left side of the end zone. And O'Brien Flanagan with the touchdown catch. Sequoias offense, they had good numbers coming into this game, and they've shown it so far today. And with the pick six being really the only blemish, Garza on to attempt the extra point. Snap. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So that makes it 34-14 in favor of Sequoias. 1:56 left to go. Back in 30 seconds. ESPN 107.3 FM. Come back to College of the Sequoias. 1:56 left to go here in the second quarter. Sequoias with a touchdown. It's 34-14 in favor of the Giants. Dominic Conat, one of the returners. Boot to ball, a line drive. Conat's going to call for a fair catch, but it's going to sail right over his head into the end zone. Redwoods will get the ball to 25, and we'll see what they're able to do on the 2-minute drill here before halftime. Reminder that Redwoods received to start the game, so Sequoias will get the ball to start the third quarter. So there definitely is some urgency for Redwoods. So they break the huddle. Devin Forehand making his first Redwoods start. Came in as the third string quarterback to start the season, but here in the fourth game, named the starter. Back to throw for Forehand, a long throw, far side, and it's incomplete, but it looked like the defensive back had a hold of Darren Dodd and didn't really look back for the football, but no flags. So, second down and 10. Forehand, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Empty set. Back to throw. And rolls to his right. Defender right in his face. Rolls back to the left. And he's going to try to evade some defenders. He's going to run up the middle. He loses the football. He gets it back and falls down right at about the 28. Only a gain of 3 yards. Quite an adventure for Devin Forehand, but was lucky. Lost the football to get it right back. Now 3rd down and 7. Redwoods at their own 28. Go empty again. 3 left, 2 right. Forehand will get it to Olenberger out to the left side and going nowhere. Maybe got 1 or 2 yards. But either way, it's going to be 4th down. So 4th and 7. Cole Newton back out to punt. So I think.
Go ahead.
And I think Redwoods was running the play clock all the way down, and now they're going to take a timeout to leave as little time for Sequoias as possible. So a timeout, we will take one as well back in 30, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Visalia. 14 seconds left. Redwoods about to punt the football to Sequoias. Be Marshall Sanders back to return for the Giants. Cole Newton on the punt. And the snap goes over his head into the end zone. Cole Newton scrambling around and gets the kickoff and only gets it about 25 yards out of the end zone. And oh boy, I mean, Cole Newton has really had a time back there on punts. Had a drop snap last week that he picked up and punted, and snap went right over his head into the end zone. And a reminder that Cody Hayes, outstanding tight end for Redwoods and long snapper, is out for the season. So there have been some struggles on that front. But 4 seconds left, and Sequoias at the Redwoods 27 on that botched snap, which could have been a lot worse. That, of course, easily could have been a safety. But great poise by Newton to get that out of the end zone. We're going to have a false start on Sequoias. Dropping back 5. 1st and 15 at the 32. Baker back to throw, rolls left. He's probably going to take a shot in the end zone. That is exactly what he will do. Batted up and incomplete. And that is how this half is going to end. Score at halftime, 34-14 in favor of College of the Sequoias. Take a 2-minute break, and then we will be back with the halftime show. Listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to College of the Sequoias here in Visalia. It is halftime. Your score, Sequoias 34, Redwoods 14. Let's take you through how we got here. In the first quarter, Sequoias with a passing touchdown to make it 7-0. Then Sequoias pick six would add on to that lead, 13-0. The extra point was no good. And another passing touchdown from Sequoias would then make it 20-0 at the end of the first quarter. But CR would start to eat into that lead in the second quarter. And it would start off with Devin forehand pass to Darren Dodd, making it 20-7 in favor of Sequoias, and a Cameron Ragu pick six, making it 20-14. Redwoods cutting into that lead a little bit more, but then Sequoias would respond later on in the second quarter with a rushing touchdown, then a passing touchdown, making it 34-14 as it stands here at halftime. We'll take another break. Then we will have a replay of my pregame interview with the head coach, Jason White. Then after that, we'll have some scores from around the 3C2A and around the country. Back in 2 minutes with my interview with Coach White. You're listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to the campus of College of the Sequoias here in Visalia. Your score at halftime is Sequoias 34, Redwoods 14. Let's take you through some scores from around the 3C2A. Actually, this was the first game in the state to kick off, so we don't have too many scores to report, at least from the Northern California section. I can run you through some games that are going to kick off later. All the rest of the ongoing games are SoCal games. But we have some games of interest kicking off later. 1 o'clock, Santa Rosa will host San Jose City College. Also at 1, Feather River will host Hartnell. Reedley will host Shasta. Coalinga will host Chabot. Siskiyous will host De Anza. All 1 o'clock kickoffs. Los Medanos will host Cabrillo. American River will host San Mateo. Diablo Valley will host Sacramento City. At 2 o'clock, San Francisco will host Fresno City College. And Modesto will host Butte at 5. Also at 5, Sierra will host Foothill. And then looking through some other scores, see if we have some other nighttime kickoffs. Northern California. Merced will host Contra Costa at 6. And then at 6, Gavilan will host San Joaquin Delta. Let's take you through some scores from around the country. Top 25s. We have number 15, Tennessee, soundly beating UAB 56-17. That game has 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. The big battle of the state of Oregon going on right now into the first quarter. Oregon State tied at 7. Mitchell Manji's Oregon State Beavers have had a rough start to the season, but things looking okay, at least for now, in Eugene for the Beavers. Number 7, Florida State leading Kent State. Game just getting started 7-0. And then 12-17 to go in the first quarter. Number 13, Ole Miss on top of Tulane, 7-0. And then 13:06 left to go in the first quarter. Michigan and Nebraska, they are scoreless. Game just getting started there in Lincoln. And then number 24, Notre Dame and Purdue, game just getting started there. That game is scoreless. Some games happening later at or kicking off around right now. 12:30 on ABC. Number 11, Oklahoma will host number 22, Auburn at 1:30. Number 18, Georgia Tech will host Temple. 4 o'clock, 23, Missouri will host South Carolina. Then 4:30, a big game. Number 4, Miami hosting Florida in Miami Gardens. 4:30, number 19, Indiana will take on number 9, Illinois. Big top 25 matchup there in the Big Ten. Also at 4:30, number 20, Vanderbilt will take on Georgia State. Number 3, LSU will take on Southeast Louisiana at 4:45. At 5 o'clock, number 8, Texas will take on Sam Houston. And the final top 25 kickoff tonight will be number 25, USC hosting Michigan State. The one top 25 game that is final. Two top 25s playing each other in Salt Lake City, but Texas Tech getting a big win on the road, 34-10 over Utah. Be back in 4 minutes with your second half kickoff, your score at halftime. Sequoias 34, Redwoods 14. You're listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Visalia. Out reaching the end of halftime. Teams are just making their way back onto the field. Score is 34-14 in favor of Sequoias. A game where the Giants jumped out to a 20-0 lead in the first quarter. Redwoods fought back second quarter, a touchdown pass to Darren Dodd. Then a Cameron Ragu pick six, making it 20-14. Then Sequoias adding on with a couple more scores as we sit here at halftime. Just a reminder, next game for Redwoods is a really big one. It's against a big rival in Monterey Peninsula at home at the Redwood Bowl. It's going to be a noon kickoff next Saturday. That is a team that Redwoods really want to beat. Team has had their number. I'll be live at the Redwood Bowl right here, ESPN 107.3 FM, 1340 AM, and the Redwoods YouTube channel. My partner Mitchell Manji will be back for that one. And kick, and we are underway in the third quarter. Sequoia starting with the ball. Returner drops it, flips it back to his man behind him, and be shoved out of bounds on the far side around the 15-yard line. A little trickery there. Didn't net Sequoias very much. They're going to start their own 12. First and 10. Redwoods defense has come right out of the gate with the stop. So it'll be Peyton Faker and a quarterback. Back to his right. Again, a lot of pre-snap motion. And a sweep to the right to his back and hit very hard by Christian Solomana. It was Gage Armbuster on the speed sweep to the right and met very quickly by Christian Solomana, one of the best players on this Redwoods defense. So a gain of just one. It'll be 2nd and 9. Baker in the shotgun, throws out to the flat, and it's going to skip to his receiver, incomplete. So unable to get that ball out into the flat. I'll make it 3rd down and 9. Big play here for this Redwoods defense. There's an empty set, 2 right, 2 to the left. And back to throw. And we'll throw near side, caught, and is going to get away from the defense and hit hard, just shy of the 30. And that's going to be a 1st down. A 14-yard gain makes it 1st down for Sequoias. Baker running out to his left to get a message out to his receivers. Back to throw, rolls out to the left and hit by Redwoods defender and resulted in a very weak throw, incomplete. So good pressure by the Redwoods defense, making it 2nd down. Their own 27-yard line. Baker, 3 receivers left. Back to throw. He's going to throw out into the flat and caught, but only gain of a few, and a flag is down. So we'll check and see what the flag is. And it's going to be ineligible downfield for Sequoias. A replay second down. I think it's 2nd and 10 at their own 27-yard line. I'm sorry, the 22-yard line. They're in the shotgun. Back to his left, two receivers left, two receivers right. Now receiver motioning right to left, back to pass, rolling to his left, throws to his running back right in front of him, and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Hayden Wilkinson on the stop there. So 3rd and 8 on the 29. Got a couple. A chance for Redwoods to get a big stop here. Try to get the football back. Baker again in the shotgun. Back to throw, rolls to his right, pressure coming, throws double coverage, incomplete, but a flag is down right where that pass was incomplete. We'll see what we have here. And looks like it's going to be pass interference on Redwoods. And it will be. That's a first down for Sequoias. Frustrating penalty for Redwoods. Had a chance to get a stop and bailed the Giants out. So ball now at their own 44, 1st and 10. Baker has his back in the backfield behind him. He'll hand it right to his back up the middle, gets a few and is stopped. Gain of about 5. 3-yard gain. 2nd down and 7. The snap is dropped. We have whistles. And the flag is down. Right on the near side of the field. Referee referring this line judge. And it's going to be too many men, I believe, on the offense for a substitution infraction. 2nd down and 12. Their own 42 now for Sequoias. Baker with his back in the backfield behind him. Tight end in motion left to right. Back to throw. Throws a dart right over the middle, incomplete. Couldn't find his tight end. And that's going to bring in 3rd down. 12 to go. Yet another chance here on this drive for Redwoods to get a stop. Baker is now empty in the backfield. And the snap is rolled on the ground, but gets back to Faker, throws over the middle. Very low throw is incomplete. A lot of Redwoods defenders in the area, and he was trying to find his leading receiver, Gage Armbruster. Will fall incomplete, and that will bring in 4th down. And Sequoias will punt, so a big stop for the Redwoods defense. It's going to be Jair Alexander to return for Redwoods. Snap, punt, very high punt, sending Alexander back to his own 19-yard line. That's where he will make the fair catch. That's where Redwoods will have the football. Back in 30 seconds, Redwoods football, 107.3 FM. Back on the field, Devin Forehand. Quarterback, empty set, back to throw, throws over the middle, caught, and that's going to be a 1st down, juking his defender, and that's going to be Justice Anthony. Good catch, making some nice moves on his defender, moving the chains. $10:52 and counting left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Forehand, empty set, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Back to throw, rolls to the right, pressure coming, he's going to throw off of his back foot, and the defender was locked up with Alex Meadows, and he's going to get flagged for pass interference. Tried to throw down the far side to Alex Meadows, and the defensive back locked him up, did not look back for the football, and I believe he's going to get tagged with the pass interference call. That is what it will be. So, big break for Redwoods. I mean, you got to just throw the football down the field and force the DB to make a decision. Forehand has had some good throws down the field here today. It's first start for Redwoods. It's 1st and 10, their own 45. And he will hand it off to up the middle, and it's going to be right at the sticks. Alec Grant, and he's going to get the 1st down. Gain of exactly 10. Now Redwoods 1st and 10 at the Sequoias 45-yard line. Forehand now in the shotgun. Grant to his left, 3 left, 1 right. Forehand, back to throw, pressure coming, deep down the middle. Anthony overthrows him. Justice Anthony double covered down the near side. Overthrew him just a little bit. That'll be 2nd down and 10. Empty set for forehand, 3 left, 2 right. Back to throw. Pressure coming from both sides. Now down the far side, another deep ball to Meadows, and he's going to overthrow him. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Forehand down the shotgun. Grant to his left. Takes a snap. Back to throw. Looks left and throws left. And it's going to have Reyes for a first down on the near side. And we have a flag in the backfield, which is usually not a good thing if you're on offense, but see here. Will be a hold on Redwoods. Oh, that's tough. That was a good play. Saul Reyes was another good catch. That's going to back him up now, 3rd and 20 on their own 45-yard line. Forehand, empty set. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Forehand, back to throw, pressure coming, gets out of it, spins out of a few defenders, gets away for a second, and then falls down. So it's going to bring up 4th down, and Redwoods will have to punt. Loss of 5 on the play. Cole Newton out to punt for Redwoods. Gets it off a very high punt. The returner is going to let that one bounce. It's going to bounce pretty much sideways right at the 35-yard line. 34, and that's where Sequoias will take over. So Redwoods unable to put points on the board there and chip away at this 20-point Sequoias lead. Back out on the field goes Peyton Faker and his offense. Faker in the shotgun. 2 right, 2 left. And play action, rolls to the right, pressure right in his face, and has to throw it away at the feet of his receiver. Good pressure from Redwoods there. They'll make it 2nd down. And a high snap to Faker. He's going to throw it right over the middle, diving catch. Very close to the chains. That is Dwayne Coleman. And so it looks like he's just a yard short of the line of gain, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Their own 43-yard line for the Giants. One in the backfield behind Faker. And he'll hand it off to his back. Cuts right, hit right away. And it looks like he did not make it. And guess who? Christian Solomana on the hit. It's going to bring in 4th and short. And Sequoias looks like they're going to send that punt unit out there. Will indeed. So Jair Alexander sent onto the field to return for Redwoods. Snap. Kick. And it's going to fall short of Alexander. He's going to let it roll. He's going to roll right to the goal line into the end zone. And Redwoods will get the ball at the 20-yard line. And after a very eventful first half, so far, about halfway through the third quarter, not a whole lot's happened. Wait, just a reminder, College of the Redwoods football, as always, brought to you by North Fork Lumber Company and Game On. All right, back on the field goes Devin Forehand. Ohlenberger to his right now shifts behind him. Trips right. One receiver left. Forehand takes a step, hands it off to Ohlenberger. Right side has some room, but gets just to the line of scrimmage and gets stuffed by that Sequoias defense. Gained one officially, 2nd and 9. Forehand with Ohlenberger in the backfield. Now shifting some players from right to left. Forehand back to throw. Pressure coming right up the middle. Rolls right. Throws down the field off of his back foot. And that was a very dangerous throw. One Redwoods receiver somewhat in the area and two Giants defenders. So that's going to bring in 3rd down and 9. Referee asking for the play clock to be reset. 3rd and 9 at their own 21 for Redwoods. Forehand with Ohlenberger to his left. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to throw. And over the middle and overthrows Saul Reyes. Crossing pattern right in front of him and is unable to get it to him. And yet another punt here in the 3rd quarter. Colt Newton head back onto the field. Back to return Marshall Sanders for Sequoias. And whistles right at the snap. And we have a flag down in the defensive area. And it's going to be a false start or illegal procedure on Redwoods. So that's going to back them up 5. Well, so far, this is obviously playing right into the hands of Sequoias with a 20-point lead. They just want to grind this clock down, even if they're not scoring. So Newton now standing with his heels right on the goal line, a high snap, just gets it off, a line drive, sending Sanders back to the 45, gets to the right to the 50 on the far side, and that is where Sequoias will have the football. As I mentioned earlier, next Saturday, a big game against Monterey Peninsula, team that was also moved up to the National Division along with Redwoods, and they have had Redwoods' number last several times they played them. It'll be a 12 o'clock kickoff next Saturday at the Redwood Bowl. Be myself and Mitchell Manji will return. So ball right in midfield for Sequoias and Peyton Faker. And a high snap, but gets a throw right over the middle, hit right away. Marvis Christian. So only a gain about 3. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Sequoia is trying to get players off the field late. Now they're holding up play to allow Redwoods to substitute, I think, and we're going to have whistles. Bit of pre-snap confusion. And we're going to have an officials timeout. The white hat referee is going to talk to head coach for Sequoias. This looked like a bit of an odd substitution issue. Sequoias trying to get players off the field. I think they wanted to give Redwoods, I think, a chance to sub as well. It's kind of hard to tell. Now the referee going over to talk to, assume, head coach Jason White. Maybe that's Demaro Wheeler they're talking to over there. Defensive coordinator. And it looks like everything is squared away. So 2nd and 6 on the Redwoods 46-yard line. Faker empty. Back to throw, pressure right in his face, steps up, throws right over the middle. Great throw to Sanders. He has a first down and more to the 30, the 25, and pushing down to the 23-yard line. That was a great play. Peyton Faker had defenders right in his face, just stepped up and threw a dart right to Marshall Sanders. And Redwoods needs to hold firm here on defense. A touchdown will make life pretty difficult. 1st and 10 at the Redwoods 23. Baker in the shotgun. Pre-snap motion left to right. And it looks like we had some illegal motion. And it's going to be a false start on Sequoias. They might have gotten Marshall Sanders as he was in motion left to right. So 1st and 15 at the 28-yard line. 4:15 and counting left to go here in the third quarter. Score is 34-14 in favor of College of the Sequoias. Shotgun formation. Now back on either side of the quarterback. Will hand it off to his back. Lots of room down the left side. And gets a good chunk of yards. A few yards short of the line to gain. It'll be 2nd and 7. Mookie Gosby on the carry. And in the shotgun formation. Back to throw is Faker deep down the right side and caught and dropped. That was almost a great catch. The front corner of the end zone for Danielle Booker. Just couldn't hang on, so that's going to be incomplete. So they'll make it 3rd and 7. The Redwoods 20 for Sequoias. Shotgun motion left to right. 2 receivers right, to the left. And it's going to be a throw out in the flat to his receiver. Gets a few yards, works his way about to the sticks. It looks pretty close from here. But the signaling is just short. And they're going to get up to the line right away. Faker under center. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to push, and looks to me that he has it. And they're going to move the chains. One thing the Sequoias offense does very well is the up-tempo offense. don't give you much of a breath in between plays. And fourth down, they went right up to the line, and their quarterback, Peyton Faker, just push it right up the middle. So 1st and 10 now on the Redwoods 11. And not only are Sequoias moving the ball up the field, but they are taking away precious time for Redwoods to try to come back. Shotgun formation, back to throw right over the middle, and it's going to be caught, but a few yards short of the goal line. It's going to be Booker with that catch. It'll be 2nd and 3, 4-yard line. Motion left to right, Faker, hands off to his back, left side, and great tackle. One of the Redwoods defenders just has him just short of the goal line. Kofi with the stop. And it's going to be an illegal procedure on Sequoias. I'll drive him back to 2nd and 8 on the 9-yard line. Change for the Sequoias offense. Bringing in fresh set of players. Baker on the shotgun. His back motions out. And a throw intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone. And it's Michael Brownlee. A great interception right at the end zone. We'll see if they have him down in the end zone or he was down just outside of the end zone, which would put Redwoods right up against their own goal line. That is going to be a touchback. So Michael Brownlee with an interception. Just to throw right over the middle and stepped right in front of it. Made the catch. Big stop for the Redwoods defense. Evan Forehand back out onto the field. Redwoods at their own 20. 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Forehand, play action, rolls to the right, defender in his face, trying to juke him, throws over to the far side, caught, and gets a few extra yards. It's the tight end, Jack Dascom. Got pretty close to the sticks there. And we do have a flag, and looks to be on Redwoods. Didn't catch what the penalty was, but it's going to make it 1st and 15. Their own 15-yard line, and too many times Redwoods has made a big play on offense, and a penalty has sent them back. Head coach Jason White still trying to figure things out on the offensive side of the ball. Forehand, the blitz coming, throws out into the flat to Reyes, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds. And it looks like he's going to lose a yard maybe. No, there's a gain of 3 yards. So 2nd and 12 on their own 18 for Redwoods. Clock ticking down, 8 seconds. They will get the snap off. Forehand, back to throw, pressure in his face. They tried the screen pass to Grant, and it's going to be incomplete. And scoreboard is showing zeros on the clock, and we have a very late flag thrown by the referee. And this is definitely going to be a dead ball foul of some sort. We have a player for Sequoias throwing up his hands as soon as the flag was thrown. So my guess is He said something, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Sequoias. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So big break for Redwoods. Take a 30-second break back for the fourth quarter. Listening to Redwoods football, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Visalia. Just getting started here in the fourth quarter. Sequoias up on Redwoods by a score of 34-14. Redwoods with the football and a first down after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty by a member of the Sequoias defense. A very late flag. Must have been some words that were said that earned them the penalty. So forehand now emptying out the backfield. 3 left, 2 right. And we have whistles right on the snap, and it's going to be a false start on Redwoods. So 1st and 15. Now at the 28. You're on a beautiful day here in Visalia. And temperature is only reaching the mid to upper 80s. Comfortable, warm, but not too bad for this area. Forehand will hand it off to his running back left side, and a flag is down, and it's not in a good area if you don't want holding. Alec Grant got the ball on the left side, and another penalty on Redwoods. Man. Makes it tough. You're down by 20 points in the fourth quarter. Time's running out. Can't be shooting yourselves in the foot. Unfortunately, the offense has done a lot of that this season. Good showing last week against Diablo Valley, and things were good in the second quarter for the Redwoods offense, and it kind of sputtered out once Sequoias got the momentum back. So 1st and 25 on their own 18. Forehand, empty, gets the snap, throws right onto the flat to Buckland, and Buckland cannot make the catch. Of course, if you missed the start of the game, the big story here today, Devin Forehand named the starting quarterback, and Quentin Buckland, who started the last 3 games, moved to wide receiver. And earlier in the game, there's a flea flicker that went to Quentin Buckland, threw it down the field, and ended up being a pick 6. So 2nd and 25 at their own 18. Forehand, back to throw, looking right, steps up, he's going to run, he has some room, and he's going to slide down at the 36. And there's another flag, and again, it's in the area of holding. I can't see head coach Jason White right now, but I'm sure he's very unhappy, and they're going to get driven back even more. There have been points in games this season where Redwood's offense has been rolling, and then they just self-implode with penalties, turnovers. I mean, Penalties have been more of a problem than turnovers today, but turnovers have been there. Of course, the pick six, a big one. So 2nd and 34 now at their own 9-yard line. Forehand, the ball is dropped, and there is another flag. I mean, yeah, I don't even know what to say at this point. And yeah, they called offsides on Redwoods. I mean, just mistakes that should not be happening when you're trying to come back in the fourth quarter. Their own 4-yard line. 2nd and 34. So hopefully this snap will get off without a flag. Forehand in the shotgun. No flag so far. Throw deep over the middle. Saw Reyes tipped incomplete. Good play. Josiah Paaga. Great play to reach out and tip that away. And Cole Newton back on the field again. We'll have to. No, it's 3rd down. Sorry about that. So many penalties, I'd lose track of what's going on. So 3rd and 38. And back to throw his forehand. Throw Reyes. He's going to get hit right away and nowhere close to a 1st down. But at least we'll get Cole Newton now out of the shadow of his own end zone. So Newton heels right at his own 5-yard line. Marshall Sanders back to return and almost blocked. And Sanders is going to field it and drop it. Pile on the football, and it looks like a Sequoias player got right on top of it. It looked like a little bit of indecision from Sanders whether to catch that or not, and just let it slip away a bit, but had his teammate right there. So 12:21 left to go, and Sequoias have the ball at their own 49-yard line, and my guess is they will be running the football quite a bit here. Try to draw down this clock. We have not had any scoring in the second half. Baker, the quarterback, motioning players left and right. Receiver switching places. And he's going to hand it to his back, right up the middle, a good chunk, and just a few yards short of the 1st down. He's 2nd down and short. 3 yards to go. Baker now in the shotgun. And hands off to the back, breaks through the line, and is going to push through for a 1st down. And he's going to get driven back, but forward progress is going to move the chains. So 1st down on the ground for Sequoias. Actually, I think we have a change of quarterback. Caden Dawes now in at quarterback for the Giants. So Dawes now motioning his running back to his right. And snaps, back to throw, throws near side, caught, and getting away from the defender and moving down the near side to the 20 and shoved out of bounds. for a first down. On the play, Wyatt Boyd making a big play. So 1st and 10 at the Redwoods 21 for Sequoias. Will hand it to his back, cuts right and slips right at the line of scrimmage. So he tried to make a cut back inside. Only gets one. Sequoias still up tempo. I mean, they're in control of the game. They don't necessarily have to worry about grinding down the clock. And whistles right at the snap. And we're going to have a false start on the Giants. Back 2nd down and 15. Redwoods 25. So the back to his left, one receiver right, two receivers left. Back to throw. Pressure all around him. Throws in a one-handed. Did he make that catch? And he did not. It almost looked like a one-handed catch by the tight end, but couldn't hold on to it. So, 3rd and 14. As a quarterback with some pre-snap calls. Two receivers right, one to the left. Back to his left. And back to throw, rolls left, looking downfield, and throws a crossing pattern to receiver. And did he hold on to that? Is the question. There is a flag down also. See what the referee has to say here. 9:44 left to go here in the 4th quarter here in Visalia. Sequoias up 34-14. It's going to be ineligible man downfield on the offense. A game that looked like Redwoods was making it really close in the 2nd quarter, and then Sequoias got a couple of scores, and then there's been no scoring here in the 2nd half, but Sequoias has been in full control of the game. So it'll be 3rd down and 19 at the Redwoods 30 for the Giants. Dawes back to throw, pressure coming left side. He throws downfield and knocked away by Daquan Dunn. The Arcata High Tiger making a great play on defense. That's going to bring in 4th down. Of course, Daquan winning the state title down in Fullerton last December with the Tigers. And it appears that Sequoias is going to go for it. Kind of a no man's land. Too long for a field goal, too short for a punt. Shotgun formation. 2 right, 1 left. Back to throw. Pressure coming down the far side. And the throw is kind of behind the receiver, and it's incomplete. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Redwoods will get the football. And with that, we will take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Back to Devin forehand in the offense, right back out on the field. He's going to step back to throw. Pressure coming, gets away, steps up, a wobbly throw up the far side, and it's going to fall incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Redwoods at their own 30-yard line. Just the life has been sucked out of this game here in the second half for Redwoods. Nobody has scored. But Sequoias, both sides of the ball, they've been in control of the game, even if they haven't scored. Forehand in the shotgun, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to throw, looking right side, and it's going to find Alex Meadows for a nice catch. And a few yards short of the first down. Going to be 3rd and 3. Redwoods at their own 37-yard line. Forehand, steps back to throw, looks left, now looks right, trying to find someone downfield. There's nobody open, he's going to get taken down. His helmet ripped off. So that means forehand's going to have to come out unless there was a penalty. So, well, it's 4th down anyway. And Cole Newton will be out to punt, so helmet coming off doesn't really matter in that situation. Sanders back to return. Newton on to punt. 8:15 and counting left to go here in the 4th quarter. Scores 34-14. Sequoias, we have whistles. And we have a timeout for Redwoods. We'll take it as well back in 30 seconds. Listening to Redwoods football, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Visalia. 8:09 left to go in the 4th quarter. Score 34-14. Sequoias. Redwoods about to punt the football to the Giants in a game that had an eventful first half, lots of scoring, and second half really has had a whole lot of nothing. Of course, that favors Sequoias when they built that 20-point lead going into halftime. So Newton on the punt. Snap, rolls to his right. The kick downfield, making the fair catch at the 39 is Sanders, and that's where Sequoias will have the football. CR will get on the bus and some vans and make the very long drive back to Eureka tonight. Farthest that I have gone while doing these games with CR football, and I think definitely the farthest that they've traveled under Jason White's tenure since restarting the program in 2022. I mean, we are closer to downtown LA than we are to San Francisco. So Sequoia's offense back on the field with Caden Dawes. 1st and 10 at their own 29. Back to throw, throws right to his receiver, who catches it right in front of him and is going to go a long way for a first down. Pushed out on the near side. So the clock runs. Ball is right to the 45. Shotgun formation. 3 right, 1 left. And back to throw and caught. Close to a first down. Marshall Sanders. Dart right over the middle. Be second down and 3. Is motioning his tight end left to right. Hands off to his back, right up the middle, and will fall forward right about to the first down line, but I think he's going to be marked just short. Third down, Eli Freeoff. Good tackle there. Be 3rd and 2. Running back behind the quarterback here. One receiver right, one left. We'll hand it off to his back, right up the middle, pushing forward. And I think they're going to have him just short of the line to gain. Good couple of stops for the Redwoods defense. It's going to be 4th and 1. We'll see what Sequoias decides to do. The punt team, I think, was running out onto the field. And they're sent back to the sideline. Looks like Sequoias is just going to go for it here. And a heavy formation. And it's going to be a quarterback sneak right up the middle, stopped right away. We'll see where they have him. And I think it's short. I think Redwoods defense got the stop, and they did. So even though the game has been slipping away, good to see the Redwoods defense get a stop, short yardage on 4th down. Redwoods offense back out onto the field. Unfortunately, though, they have not done much. They've stopped Sequoias multiple times, and they haven't scored. It's going to be Brighton Livingston in at quarterback, by the way. Clapping, now looking to his sideline. Livingston fumbles the snap a little bit, but has Ohlenberger for a long way down the near side and pushed out at the 35-yard line. So good run from Ohlenberger. Well, I remember me and Mitchell at the end of the DVC game, we were talking about how the quarterback situation, at the end of that game, there were definitely more questions and answers, and I think those questions still remain. I mean, Devin Forehand had his good moments, but I don't think he really stood out. Livingston up the middle to Ohlenberger, spins, pushes through for a gain of a few yards. But really, after seeing all 3 quarterbacks, there's no really strong contender who's pulled away for me to be the starter for the rest of the season. But head coach Jason White still going to have a decision to make for next week. Brighton Livingston in at quarterback. 2nd and 7. The 32. Back to throw. Throws deep down the far side. It's going to be Darren Dodd with a first down catch. Great catch on the far side, right on the sideline. The ball's going to be at the 11-yard line, first down, and 4 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Livingston, sweep to the right and hit right away and going nowhere is Ramil Luster. Got one. So second down and 9 at the Sequoias 10. Livingston in the shotgun. Motions is tight end to the right and is running back to his left. Defense showing blitz and throws out into the flat. It's caught. It's going to be a first down, driving near the goal line and hit out of bounds. Again, though, is Ramil Luster. Much better game this time for him. The officials are conferring on the far side. And it's going to be a hold on Redwoods. Again, the story is penalties. It's oversimplifying it to say that that's the only reason why they lost, but it played a big part. Second and 14 at the Sequoias 15-yard line. Livingston. A shotgun, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Back to throw. And a crossing route over the middle. It's going to be Meadows caught for a short gain. Bring up third down and 11. Sequoias 12. 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting left to go here in the fourth quarter. A game that Redwoods just could not take a hold of in the second half. Livingston back to throw, far side, end zone, caught, touchdown, Redwoods. Darren Dodd, his second touchdown reception of the game, but it's not going to count. There is a flag. I should have known. Well, it's going to send him back. The 17-yard line. And the Redwoods defense pitched a shutout, but offense unable to score any points as well. At least so far. But even if they score here, it's most likely not going to be enough. Livingston in the shotgun. Back to throw. Throw far side and wanted Dodd, but throws it out of bounds. Bring up fourth down and imagine Jason White's going to leave the offense out on the field. Brighton Livingston over to talk to Coach White. See what he wants to do. Again, back next Saturday, noon kickoff against Monterey Peninsula, back home at the Redwood Bowl. Right here on ESPN and ESPN Radio and the Redwoods YouTube channel. Mitchell Manji will be back. Brighton back to pass. Pressure right, almost pulled down, gets away from it, rolls right, looking downfield. Pass caught right at the goal line, and it's going to be a touchdown. I'm looking for flags. Alex Meadows. And it looks like that's going to stand. So Alex Meadows with a touchdown reception late from Brighton Livingston. Brandon Saylor out for the extra point. Well, it looks like Cole Newton actually out there to kick the extra point. Snap kick is up and it is good. That will make it 34-21 in favor of Sequoias with a minute 58 seconds left to go here in the game. Back in 30 seconds, Redwoods football 107.3 FM. Back to Visalia. Redwoods cutting into the Sequoias lead with a touchdown from Brighton Livingston to Alex Meadows, but looks like it's going to be too little too late, barring a miracle. Officials are all huddled up discussing something as we get ready for the kickoff. And now the referee making his way over to the Sequoias sideline. Okay, so they wanted the clock at 1 minute 58 seconds. Cole Newton to kick. They're looking like they're going to try an onside kick, and they will. The ball will roll right out of bounds. It's going to be a kickoff out of bounds. And it looks like Sequoias will have the ball to end the game. Redwoods does have 2 timeouts. Not sure if head coach Jason White will bother using those, but we'll see. So they'll take where the kick rolled out +5. So ball's on the Redwoods 42. Gain Dawes. Will hand it off to his back, left side, and will have some room and gets away for a first down and pushed out near side around the 25-yard line. $17-yard gain. 1st and 10 at Redwoods 25. Koya's running their offense. So we'll hand it up right up the middle and swallowed up by Redwoods defenders. Nowhere to go. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Clock now counting. Minute 20, counting. Dawes back to throw, rolls right, finds his receiver out in the flat, hits off of a Redwoods defender and is taken down. And we have whistles and a timeout by Redwoods. So play took Sequoias down to the Redwoods 20-yard line. 3rd and 5. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Redwoods football 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Visalia. Minute 6 seconds left. Sequoias putting the finishing touches on this 34-21 win over Redwoods. Redwoods will drop to 0-4. Sequoias will bump up to 3-1 on the season. Redwoods still trying to find that first win for being moved up to the national division. Look, it might just be a season of growing pains and getting used to the competition. Back to throw. Over the middle, caught. That's going to be first down and taken down right at the 11-yard line. That will be a Sequoias first down. So down to the 7. Be first and goal. And 40 seconds and counting to go here in the game. Back to throw and almost taken down, evading pressure and just throwing that thing out of bounds. It's Caden Dawes. Morgan with the pressure. Second and goal at the Redwoods 7. 30 seconds now show on the clock before this game is over. Dawes in the shotgun. Back to throw. Throws right in the middle of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. So Sequoias adding on to their lead here late. Garza on to attempt the extra point. Snap, kick, up, and good. That'll make it 41-21. In a game that's pretty much been dominated by Sequoias almost the entire way. Again, the second quarter, Redwoods had a couple of scores, brought it to a one-score game, and Sequoias hit back with a couple of touchdowns of their own and pretty much been over from there. So 26 seconds left. Redwoods will get the ball back. Getting set up for the kick. Again, back at it next Saturday, noon kickoff from the Redwood Bowl against Monterey Peninsula College. Mitchell Mongi and myself. Broadcast not the same without Mitchell Mongi. Nice to have him back. Better quality broadcast too. Garza puts a boot to the ball and it'll sail into the end zone or touchback. Redwoods will get the ball with 26 seconds left. See what head coach Jason White opts to do. Before that, we'll take a 30-second break. ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Redwoods with the football. And a sweep out to the left and hit right away. Only a gain of a couple. Again, getting quite a few touches here in the second half. Ramil Luster out of Salem, Oregon. And that might just be the final play of this game. Clock counts down from 5. See if there's another play that will be run, and looks like that will be the game. So Redwoods, another tough loss. They fall to College of the Sequoias by a score of 41-21. Redwoods will drop to 0-4, and College of the Sequoias will go up to 3-1 on the season. We'll be back next Saturday, noon kickoff from the Redwood Bowl against Monterey Peninsula College. Mitchell Monju will be back, of course, right here on the airwaves, ESPN 107.3 FM, 1340 AM, and the Redwoods YouTube channel. Big thanks to Zach Rogers back in the Bicoastal Media Studios. Great job as always. I will see you guys next week. Thanks for listening. Have a great night, everyone. This has been Redwoods Football 107.3 FM.